Today we're talking about Black Ops 3 cut content. Did you know Black Ops 3 was originally going to have an open world campaign, and it was in development for probably around a year until it was eventually scrapped, and they had to basically reuse all the assets, reuse all the weapons, the theme, everything about the campaign that they were doing to redirect it into the campaign that we have now in Black Ops 3. And honestly, this could explain why a lot of people do not like the Black Ops 3 campaign. It's all over the place, it's confusing, it's just ridiculously insane, unrealistic. I personally love the Black Ops 3 campaign, and I'm glad they didn't go with an open world direction. The original Zombies Chronicles DLC that we got, it was originally supposed to have Mob of the Dead and Transit, allegedly, supposedly, in the DLC, but it turned out that we didn't get that because Mob of the Dead was scrapped for Black Ops 4's Blood of the Dead, and Transit, we don't really know why it was scrapped, but it was just scrapped in general. Now, this would have been really interesting if we got Mob of the Dead and Transit on Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicles, because the Black Ops 3 engine is so good. Everybody loves the engine on Black Ops 3, just the mechanics and everything. I wish we could have seen it, and if we didn't have Blood of the Dead on Black Ops 4, we probably would have had a different map, and Black Ops 4 could have played out whole different ways. But that is the main reason why Mob of the Dead and Transit got cut out of the Zombies Chronicles DLC. Now, did you guys know that in Black Ops 3 Zombies, originally, we were going to have customizable characters, not just the characters in the cast crew, but customizable outfits and all of that stuff for the Black Ops 3 Zombies characters? This would have been awesome. I don't know why they never put that in. You could dress up Nikolai and Dempsey and the Shadows of Evil crew. You could have done all of that, but for some reason it's not in the game. And I don't know why, but let me think about it when I think about it like this. I would rather have operators, just some random Snoop Dogs and stuff, and zombies, or would rather have like a set crew that you can change their outfits and customize the character, you know, hats, pants, all that stuff. I think that would have been really cool for Black Ops 3 to have. Unfortunately, it didn't, and I feel like just zombies, why wouldn't it have it? Like, if it was already in development, why would they cut that out? Why would they take that out? I can't really figure out a good reason for why they did it, but that's some concept art right there. Going over to multiplayer, did you know there's like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 weapons? We don't really know if they were weapons or specialist weapons that were cut from the game. You got the Chaser, you got the MCAS, you got the robot gun, and there's a bunch of different weird ones too, but we actually have pictures of them because they were in the files, but for some reason they didn't make it to the final version of the game. You know, this is a common thing that happens with Call of Duty, especially with weapons. A bunch of weapons that are planned to be in the game but get cut out last minute or last second, mainly because you don't want too many weapons, and also some weapons shouldn't be in the game in general. These ones look pretty interesting. There's one called the robot gun. I have no idea what that's all about. Some more cut content for the campaign was the previous gen was supposed to actually include campaign, which if you guys don't know that, the previous gen on Black Ops 3, like the PS3 and the Xbox 360, they do not have Black Ops 3 campaign because the campaign was, I don't know, too graphically impressive, advanced, I don't really know what it was, too much storage, whatever it was, but they didn't make it in the Black Ops 3 game. And as you guys know, Black Ops 3 on previous gen was one of the worst looking games ever. And I think that's the last Call of Duty that came out on the PS3, Xbox 360. I might not be right on that, but the graphics were so horrible. The game was so buggy, so laggy, because the hardware just couldn't keep up with how far Call of Duty was advancing, and just technology in general was advancing. And I see why they cut that out of putting it into the previous gen. The zombies looks horrible, which they actually do have zombies in the previous gen, but the campaign looks even worse, so they just took it out completely. There is also 7 cut multiplayer maps: Bypass, Confinement, Exile, Frighter, Sentosa, Training, and Zoo, and we actually have no idea what they look like, but there's 7 cut maps that came out of multiplayer. I don't know how long before the game came out and they cut them, but that would have just been nice. 7 extra maps on launch compared to what we got. And Black Ops 3 had awesome maps. The designers did amazing on the maps. Combine, Hunted, all that good stuff. And I wanted to see what these maps would have been. It's a possibility that the cut maps that became before launch that were cut were probably turned around into DLC maps. In fact, a map called Training that was cut out before the game came out, I think that might actually be Gauntlet in the first DLC of Black Ops 3. Training sounds like a place where, you know, you got soldiers training and stuff like that, maybe like a simulation combat, and that's what pretty much what Gauntlet is. Gauntlet is this 3-lane map, but you got a jungle on one, snow, some snow shit in the middle, and then you got some city on the third right of the map. and that's basically like a training facility. So I'm pretty sure that some of the maps that were cut from the game did exactly get turned around to be DLC. Black Ops 3 was the first Call of Duty game to introduce specialists. So of course we got cut out specialist items, cut out content for specialists. One of them is the bubble shield, one of them is a boomerang, one of them is cleanse, one of them is pulse, and one of them is resurrect. Now I think pulse actually did end up making it in the game. It's probably just under a different name than what it was originally. But pulse is the one where you basically hit the button, hit your special ability, and you get to see people around the map. But it is interesting to see what the other ones could be. Honestly, I love specialists. I think there could have been some more. There was rumors about extra ones coming out. No extra ones ever came out. But I really did like the idea of specialists. And I was really interested to see what else they could do, because specialists were very fun. It wasn't like field upgrades where you get an ammo box or you get this and that. They were actually really fun. It's like the ultimate, you know, from Overwatch or something like that. And it made the game just so much more creative, so much more enjoyable, so much more personalized, because you can get to choose not only your class, but then your specialist. I really do wish that they would bring that back in general in Call of Duty, but also that we could see the old cut content of what it was. Unfortunately, we have no descriptions of what those were. Going back to zombies again, there was supposed to be another alternate ammo type called honey business, I guess, where when you shoot your gun, sometimes there's bees that come out of your gun and kill zombies. That would have been pretty cool. I mean, we got Blast Furnace and then the Cherry one, all that stuff. Why not the bees? Bees would have been cool. Unfortunately, they cut that out. There was also supposed to be way more Gobblegums. From what I'm hearing and from what I'm reading about, there's supposed to be a lot more Gobblegums on launch. But honestly, what I'm thinking they did is just kept some of them for DLC. That's usually what a lot of these games are doing nowadays. But we did get a fair amount on launch. I wish we could have had some more. There were some cool ideas for Gobblegums that we never got to see fully. But of course, Black Ops 6 is coming out, so maybe we'll see them. This one's kind of a strange one. Supposedly, there's a cut camouflage from the game called Now You See Me, Now You Don't, or it was just called See Me. But it basically just said Now You See Me, Now You Don't all over the gun in black and white, which that's cool, I guess. I mean, I could have done that with a paint job. The paint job, which made you be able to make your own camos, it's pretty much the same thing. I don't know why that was cut from the game. I don't know what that camo was originally anyways. Another kind of strange cut content, is the weapon, the Razorback, which was the submachine gun on Black Ops 3, was in a trailer for Shadows of Evil and some other zombies maps. It was in the trailer, but it only ended up being in one zombies map, which was Zetsubo no Shima. And it's just so weird to me, because the Razorback is one of the main submachine guns in Black Ops 3. And all the other maps have every other submachine gun, but for some reason, only Zetsubo no Shima had the Razorback, despite it being in all the trailers. And it's not like super overpowered. It's not a fucking wonder weapon. I don't really know why they decided to keep it out of the other maps, but that's there. Another cut-based gun from Zombies by itself was the XR2, which was an assault rifle for Black Ops 3. And the XR2 appears in a wall buy in a trailer for Black Ops 3 Zombies, but it's nowhere to be found in Zombies at all. It's another weird thing. I don't know why. It's an assault rifle. It's in multiplayer. It's in campaign. You get to play with it, choose it, whatever. But it's not in Zombies for one reason or another. We don't know why. Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man, two of the protagonists / antagonists in the Black Ops 3 Zombies storyline, were actually supposed to be announcers. They ended up not being announcers for some reason, but the voices are there, the files are still there. Now, the very last piece of cut content in Black Ops 3 was Zombie Chronicles 2. Everyone was super hyped about Zombie Chronicles 1. Most people thought it was a myth. It was never going to come out until it eventually got released, and it got announced and to be released, came out. And then people started wondering, you know what, there's all these maps that they didn't do, like 5, Transit, Mob of the Dead, Die Rise, Buried, etc., Call of the Dead, that they didn't do in Zombies Chronicles. And there's a lot of reasons and theories and conspiracies that there's going to be a Zombie Chronicles 2, and allegedly, supposedly, that actually was planned at first. I think the engine was just so good, and the money was there, and the fan base was there for Black Ops 3 Zombies, that they actually were planning on doing Zombie Chronicles 2 for Black Ops 3. And then also into Black Ops 4, they were planning on doing it as well. It never came to fruition and never happened for some reason. I think, Black Ops 4, they just remastered some of the maps, which is very disappointing. I wish we could have seen it in the Black Ops 3 engine. Thank you guys for watching. That was some Black Ops 3 cut content. What do you guys want to see? Want to see some more videos like this? Let me know. See you guys later.